welcome everybody to Trades of the Week, where myself, Marcus de Maria, and today we have Keith Sullivan in the house, where we're going to be sharing on which strategy we're using, in which time frame, getting in, getting out. We're even going to share our results. Now, before we start though, we are going to tell you about something amazing, which is the IM Insider newsletter, direct to your email and inbox every 2 weeks. And it's something not to be missed. Not only do we have the copies of my books, which you can download, all 3 of them, but we have so much more. Keith, why should people download the IM Insider?
So in regards to the IM Insider, as you said rightly, they've got the books. They have online courses for completely free, so getting you started with stocks investing, crypto investing, also how to stay away from scams, which is one of the most important parts. And also the 7 mistakes new traders make when they start with trading and investing, which I think is very valuable if you are new. And once again, it's completely free. Only thing it will cost you is your time, right? There's no charges to it. So I would definitely say look at the description. The link is below. And yeah, sign up. It's going to be an amazing opportunity.
And much, much, much more. So go ahead and make sure you don't miss out on the IM Insider newsletter. All right, very, very good. Now, let us start with the Buffalo. It's been a bit of a strange couple of weeks, really, but let's see what's happening.
Perfect. So in regards to Buffalo, we've got TMCI, and with that, we are still in a slight loss. It has just been oscillating sideways for the last few days.
Lucky, actually, not to be kicked out. Yeah.
Yeah, we nearly got stopped out around the 8th of April, but right now we're in a slight loss, near enough 0.5%.
Ready to drop.
It's getting there. The next one is Airbnb, and we did move our stop loss to break even when we were at 1%. Right now, we're just waiting for that market to push a bit lower. As you can see, it is still looking like it's going to push lower,
it does,
which is great. So we're just waiting to move our stop loss there. Pfizer, this one. We got triggered in on Pfizer on the 28th of April, and we're in a slight loss now. As you can see, it just triggered us in, and now it's dropping. Now that's just the nature of the game, unfortunately.
Yeah, we've made good money with Pfizer in the past, using various strategies, including the Buffalo like here, but also the value cost averaging strategy. Let's see what happens with that.
Yeah, hopefully we'll see a push up. We've got MBI, slight profit here. We've just been triggered in a few days ago, which is great. And then SNCY.
By the way, going back to Pfizer, if we're in a loss situation, anything that we are in a loss situation with, remember, do your own research, but then you could get in at a much better price than us.
100%.
Right? So that's something. Listen, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you do that, because then you don't miss out on these things. Imagine getting in at a better price than us even. You remember our results. We'll share the results. Okay.
And then we're in SCNY. Once again, we're near enough break even on this one now. We were in slight profit, didn't have enough to move our stop loss, so we're just in break even. Now, before we go on to the new stocks, let's do a quick market update.
What's happening with those interest rates, Keith?
It's the same, really the same old news. Inflation is still growing. The Federal Reserve have said they're going to raise interest rates by a 50-point rate hike, which means they're going to raise it to 0.5%. Now, that is something that we did predict. Well, I wouldn't say predict, but it was something that should have happened a lot earlier to really combat inflation. Now, with that happening, a lot more people are going to save, as we spoke about last week, and we're going to potentially see a bearish move in the market. Now, if we have a look at our major indices from last month, April was very, very volatile on the bearish side. So you had your S&P 500, the 500 largest companies in the US, they dropped 8.8% overall for that month, which is the lowest since March 2020, since the pandemic. And then the tech stocks, we always say the tech stocks are the ones that are going to be hit the hardest because they were massively overvalued. That's where all the institutions pumped the money in because it was the safest bet. So our tech stocks took a massive hit as well last month, where it dropped around 13%, which I think is the lowest in a month since October 2008. So we've seen that the tech stocks have been hit as well.
What's really interesting, though, is that one of the stocks that we're in, Airbnb, is just about, so we'll see what happens, is just about to, because it's earnings seasons, right? It's just about to tell us whether it's doing well or not, and we're in.
We're in.
So that's going to be interesting.
It's going to be an interesting one with the earnings. And I'd say, It's not time right now to run out and be scared in the market. If it is being volatile like it is right now, the VCA is going to be your safest bet. Okay, if you are new to investing and trading, investing is your safest bet.
I don't like to use the word betting as we are doing a strategy with rules, Keith, but I'll let you off this time.
Let's not use the word bet. It's the safest approach. Let's change that to approach, and we'll edit that one out.
Even strategy.
The safest strategy, but it's a good opportunity to get into companies, and especially tech ones. You've got the likes of Apple, Amazon. Amazon during earnings dropped about 12% in a day.
Wow.
And that was during that. So there's a lot of good, strong tech companies which are great for investments.
Talking of tech companies, I just got out of my Twitter position because when Elon went in, when he did that, I think 9%, it went up, but I was still at a loss, even though it went up massively, my goodness. And then he decided to buy the company, and then, boom, I got out at around 15% gain, which was great. But is that what we're looking at?
That's what we've got in regards to the news. Now, with the Buffalo, obviously we want to be hedged against the market because we don't know which way the market is going to go. But we've got our first opportunity, TWI, Titan International. And as you can see with Titan International, we've had our support level since December last year, and we're seeing nice level of support. The highs are getting higher, showing that the bounces are getting stronger. And if Dennis was here, he would be so excited because we got a nice little green candle after Friday. So it's a good opportunity for us to get into TWI in a long position, and the ratio looks very, very healthy.
Nice.
3.62. The next one we have is MTDR, Metador Resource Company. Once again, this is a bit more of a longer term level of support since August 21, but we're seeing exactly the same thing. Every time it's come down to level of support, highs are getting higher. So a good, strong level of support. We have a nice green candle on the support and a really good ratio as well. So that's our two long positions.
That's a really nice ratio, yeah.
Yeah, 3.16 isn't bad.
Very nice.
It covers a lot of the losses if we have them. And then also we want to be hedged against the market. So we've got NABL.
Always make sure that we don't just have one market direction. Okay, now we're already in some as well, but make sure we're always long meaning bullish, meaning up, and also short, meaning bearish, meaning down. Okay, very good.
That's it. So we've got NABL, and once again, the opposite side of the coin, we are seeing the lows getting lower, so strengthening level of resistance, and ratio is okay. It's just under 3-to-1.
Now, this is interesting. So we've got that red candle there, so that's fine, isn't it?
Yeah, we had the red candle on the Thursday, and then we had a green candle now.
So are we going to put it just below the red candle?
Correct. It's just below the red candle because we're being a bit more conservative.
Always with a stop order, taking us in. Allow the market to take us in. Never chase the stock, right? We wouldn't be selling short right now. We wait for it to move down. Boom. Trigger our stop order. Not our stop loss, our stop order to enter.
Correct.
Very good. So we're nicely hedged there. Let's see what happens. All right, let's move on to cryptocurrencies. What's happening in the market? It kind of seems to be going a little bit sideways.
It is. There was a couple of Buffalo opportunities you could have took with crypto.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
But no, crypto, once again, as we have stated over the previous weeks, we are still bullish with crypto. The reason for that is it's still trading above the 30,000 support level, which is great because each time it's come down to here, we've made 2 new all-time highs. Now, short term, we are seeing a nice level of support that had been formed. It is currently trading below, which could give us an indication of, okay, the market may be ready to push a bit lower. But once again, we haven't got that crystal ball. We can't tell.
You don't have the crystal ball?
No. Amazon didn't deliver it. That's why they dropped 13%.
Ah, well, that's true. Unless you subscribe to the I Am Insider newsletter, in which case you might have that crystal ball.
Yeah, 100%.
Below in the description.
But in regards to Bitcoin, longer term, we're still bullish. Once again, do not take consideration or don't get worried about the noise in between. The market can't be parabolic, meaning it just can't move in one direction. You have to have this noise. You need it going up, coming down, going up, going down. Now, with crypto, it's a bit more volatile.
The challenge is, I'll tell you what the challenge is, most people, they get bored, right? So if after 1 week, 2 week, 3 week, 4, and it just isn't moving up 100% as they expect, they get bored and maybe they get out of positions. Do not do that. Follow the strategy, very important.
Yeah, 100%. They want that immediate gratification, and unfortunately, if you got into crypto last year, you would have got that immediate gratification because the market was massively bullish.
That's even worse, right? So if people enter cryptos and then immediately make, 100%, then they expect that to be the case all the time. But you know, there's a time to reap, and then there's a time to sow, or is it the other way time? There's a time to sow, and there's a time to reap, and this is the time to sow.
I didn't know which one's which.
Or as Dennis says, yeah, he was suing. Or something. I don't know what he was doing.
But yeah, with crypto, we are still bullish. We haven't actually got any new positions that we've entered in regards to crypto. We are still, the last one that we did have was Hedera Hashgraph.
Hedera. I got into the ICO in Hedera.
Did you?
The most money I put into any ICO was in Hedera. I have no idea to this day why, but yeah.
So it's one of the institution's favourites as well. They have highlighted
it's going to do well. And what's really interesting, we, as part of the club, we actually just recently invested in Archax, ARCHAX, which is a new, it's actually not an ICO, it's actually a broker, or an exchange, I should say, one of only 4 which is regulated by the Financial Conduct Authority. And what was really interesting, and we had a look around at some of the others, the ones that are offering a service to, not to us, not to retail, although we can use it as well, but to institutions, they only have about 4 or 5 different cryptos to start off with, the Bitcoin, the Ethereum, etc., maybe even something like Litecoin. And then guess what they offer? Hedera. Yes. Out of you like that?
I'm in Hedera.
Oh, okay. I was like, yes. And which is it. I was like, why Hedera? So it's really, really interesting. So, but look at that fall though from a recent high, 68%.
So it's a great opportunity with Hedera. But once again, we see this happen. But
you've got to do your research. You can't just blindly go in just because something is cheap right now. Right? No. There might be a reason that it's cheap, so do your own research.
Do your research. But if you have a look at last time, it dropped around 69%, then rallied all the way up over 300%. Wow. So it does this in regards to its trend. So with crypto, if we go over to fear and greed, we are still fearful in regards to market. Remember, social sentiment dictates short-term moves. So the more people are fearful, the more people run on FOMO and sell out. But overall, there's some really good news coming out with crypto. Have you heard about Stripe and what Stripe are doing?
Have I heard about Stripe? Yes, I've heard about Stripe.
So Stripe is, if you don't know, Stripe is one of the biggest payment systems that really retail companies use to take payments of customers. And they are looking at how can they adopt cryptocurrency in regards to that payment system. So they're actually taking crypto payments into modern society, so into modern retail, which I think is very interesting, especially with a lot of other companies trying to adopt crypto itself.
But what is really important here, Keith, is which crypto are they using to do that?
Who knows right now? But no,
it's written here.
It's going to be your major ones, your Bitcoins.
No, what I mean is, right, they're using Polygon, right? So that's Matic. So that's one maybe
as a system, as a payment method,
absolutely.
Yes.
So maybe that's one to look at. I mean, that's something as it was going down, using our CCA strategy that I've been getting into. Do you hold that, Polygon Matic?
Yeah, I've got Matic. I think it's a great layer too.
It is.
But overall, with crypto, we are still in the same phase. People are accumulating, whales are still buying, again, holding on to their crypto. Money's coming out of exchanges. So this short-term moves is really retail investors running on FOMO at the minute, so selling out. But overall, I think, if we see a recession come into the US over the next few weeks to months, it could have a positive impact on crypto because it might force the institutions to now have to invest into crypto.
Well, funnily enough, it says here that retail interest in Bitcoin has fallen to 1-year lows. This is what I mean. People get bored. If it's not going up, they kind of move away to something else instead of consolidating their positions, But here, this is really interesting. Google Trends indicate that retail interest in new sectors like decentralized finance and layer 1 blockchains, so Bitcoin not so much, but into Solana and Avalanche, right? We have positions on those?
Yes, we do.
Yeah. Now, here's the thing, though. Solana had another outage. This is like the 5th or 6th time that it's shut down. Bitcoin has never shut down, ever.
No.
So it's like, teething problems. We are so early here. The infrastructure is being built. This is so exciting. You are, hopefully you're part of this. I hope so. And if you are, then you are really getting in on, like in the 90s, when they were building the internet. And that is what you do. The only difference is now you can have a part of the internet. You weren't able to have a part of the internet. You can buy the applications that are on top. Here, if you buy into something like Ethereum or Solana or even Avalanche, that is an internet on which all the decentralized applications, so all the applications like, Twitter, they're applications, right, on the internet. But here, they're obviously DApps, decentralized applications. And when you buy the underlying blockchain, it's like having a part of the internet. which is pretty cool.
Not bad.
Not bad at all. Not bad at all.
It's a great time to invest.
Yeah. And do we have any new ones?
So in regards to cryptocurrency, we haven't got any new ones that we're adding this week.
Apart from maybe Hedera, right?
Yeah, if you haven't got to Hedera last week, it's still a great opportunity. But we've got a lot of cryptos that we're monitoring at the minute as well.
Absolutely. So we're in a lot of positions. A lot of positions. Okay, some, by the way, in profit and some not in profit, right?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. Okay.
But it's not reached our take profit mark yet. So we haven't had no movement.
And not low enough for us to enter again.
Correct.
Okay, very, very good.
And that's where we're seeing that sideways movement over crypto last few weeks.
And there is nothing wrong with that. Okay, patience is one thing that especially retail do need to learn. Let's look at our value cost averaging strategy. Talking of patience, this is our long-term stock strategy.
Yeah, so in regards to our VCAs, as we said last week, we got stopped out on Johnson & Johnson at 10% profit, but that was...
Great, I think it was... my turn to be here when we did the Johnson & Johnson. Johnson & Johnson is just a blue chip. Every time it falls by about 10%, we would get in, right? You got into this one.
I'm still in Johnson & Johnson.
You're still in?
I'm still in. I haven't been triggered out yet because, unfortunately, the charges on Hargreaves and Lansdowne, they're a bit too high.
Okay.
But no, Johnson & Johnson, great company. Still expecting it to make new highs. Other than that, we are...
Now, is that because you're doing that in your ISA or SIP?
SIP.
Okay, so for the UK, people now... Okay, it's now past the 5th of April, right? So it's the new year. But make sure that you do everything that you can that the UK offers you in terms of your ISAs, individual savings account, and your SIPs, your self-invested personal pensions.
Correct.
Tax-free, my friends, tax-free.
There's always ways around the tax. But no...
Tell me more.
We'll take it offline.
Okay.
No, but in regards to our VCAs, we've not had no profits this week, unfortunately. We've had no new entries. Okay. But we have a new position that we've been looking at, and that is Disney.
Boo, I'm in Disney, and we're suffering here. I'm already in Disney, and it just already goes down. And by the way, big shout out to Madrika, my partner, who told me to get in. I said, why is that? And I can't remember what she said, but... was not based on real fundamental research, I feel. But anyway, I got in. For the kids,
Perfect. So Disney itself is around 44% down from its current high. So let's double check. Yeah, 44% down. So we're going to be buying at 44%.
Okay. So there's some support coming up as well.
Let's do that here. And we are...
Look at that. This is live. This is live, I'm telling you.
So we're in minus 44%. We now are going to be looking to get in at minus 54 using limit orders. Now, the reason we've chose Disney, if we go over to the fundamental side, Disney, for us, is a big blue chip company.
What? I just saw, did I see that right? I just saw an investment master, you download the Lunchtime Trader.
Maybe.
Okay. We're up with eToro, man.
We're there. But no, so in regards to Disney, we've got... a good market cap, we've got positive income, which we always want with a company. Fairly valued peg. It's not massively overvalued as a company, and that's because of the drop it's been seeing.
Yeah.
Debt is not too bad. I would like to see debt be a bit lower, but what I really like here is we're seeing really positive earnings next year, next 5 years. Very, very strong earnings. And the return on assets, equity investment, once again, looking okay. It means they're generating money within themselves.
It is a big company, right? This is not like a technology company, which is or a startup or anything like that. So,
correct.
Solid company. But something happened, and I wish I could tell you what it was, but there was some vote in California or in the area against Disney. This is why it's fallen.
It's had a bit of a drop.
So really important. Yes, fundamentals are looking okay. Just do your research. Do a quick Google on Disney and then make your decision on when to get in. Never, ever just get into something, okay? Because the reason is when you want to get in again at a lower price to bring your average price down, you might not do it because you don't believe in the company. Got to believe in the company, and Rika certainly does.
Yeah, and it's always that question that you ask yourself: can it go to zero? And if you don't think it can go to zero, then it's a good investment. It might take a bit longer term. But yeah, that's really the only VCA that we've got this week. I say no real profits taken with VCAs.
Very good. Thank you so much. Listen, make sure that you do like this particular episode. Ding, hit that button. I think there's some alarm next to it as well.
Yeah, I think there's a little bell.
Yeah, you might want to do that as well. To alert you, make sure, though, very, very important that you subscribe. Now, what about the results? I know not much has happened over the last week or so, but on the 3rd of May, here we go, Buffalo, we're still up 53.5%. So that's lagging a little bit. We need that to get up there. So, Keith, bit of effort, please. Value codes averaging up 995% on the money invested. We're just about to hit that 1,000% mark on stocks, which is amazing. Cryptocurrencies, 1,510% on the money invested with the CCA strategy, which is our large cap strategy. But the small cap strategy, wow, 4,320% on the money invested. That's going to be a lot more on the next push up, which is when? When is the next push up, Keith? If you could tell me in days, minutes, and seconds.
We could say, 38 days, 2 minutes, and 2 hours. Well, wrong way round. But no, we just don't know. We don't know. But that's why we're accumulating.
That's right. We are accumulating. We are the Warren Buffett of cryptos, which is just as well because he doesn't like cryptos. All right, very good. So listen, make sure, this is really important, that you like this, if you did like this particular video. I hope you did. More importantly, though, is that you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out. Look, you had 2 opportunities here where you can actually get in at a better price than we got in. Okay, so you don't miss out. Use us as a springboard, boing, to do your own research. You know what? I wish I would have had something like this when I first started. Absolutely.
100%.
Okay, and we look forward to seeing you this time next week.